biggest reasons why it works out so well so often to have your best character as the anchor is you've played with that character on your last stock so many more times than any of the other characters that you played with. So you're used to that pressure, you're used to that feeling that I need to make something happen, and you know what to look for. Whereas with some of the characters you're less familiar with, it can make you feel a little bit hopeless sometimes. And now we've got Chag versus Beastly. Beastly rocking a 3-character lineup that could change to 3 other characters at any given moment. He is a local Texas player that has about 1 billion characters in the tank.
And of course, Chag, a player that I'm sure everyone knows at this point. You can see in the lineup there as well, that Palutena is sitting there. So the main is there, ready and waiting. But you also got the Dark Bear, and of course this Bayo as well.
And no news, basically. So Chag had run this same lineup very recently at Low Tide City. Did a great job using these same characters. Of course, he played Bayonetta in 4 as well. But his Dark Pit is not a character to be slept on at all. Very, very solid. You know, he's like, he has the Roy, he has the Ness, and he has the Rob. But again, that's not even all of the characters in his tank. Typically, I've known him to play a lot of Fox as well, and that is not even on the lineup.
Absolutely. I mean, keeping things extremely, extremely even here. You know, Bayonetta, one of those characters that sometimes can struggle to find that final hit. Obviously, having no shortage of kill moves, but it's always just about actually making, you know, those moves hit. Meanwhile, Roy, I mean, this character's got kill moves out of Wazoo. He could touch, breathe on you, and you die. Chag really got to watch out here. See Beastly running up there, just shielding, trying to wait out an aggressive option from Chag.
And I like the idea that Chag went with Bayo as the first character for this, because if it does go sour and you can't get the kill, maybe the second character cleans up, but also not a lot of people have matchup experience against this character.
Yeah.
However, Beastly's coming from Texas with a lot of experience playing against Lima, so he did understand how to avoid those KO options, was able to get it to this Palutena second in the lineup, and then Chag did exactly what I was thinking. You just clean it up once you get to those high percents.
Exactly that. You know, start with the Bayo, you know, maybe sort of like the accounts you don't use as much, comes out with the Palu, and yeah, just immediately putting in that work take right start. But here, Beastly's Nest comes and certainly can, you know, as you're saying, you're someone who, you know, can use a lot of characters. Nest absolutely showing it right now.
Definitely. Nest coming out and using all of those disjoints to deal with Palu pretty well. There finally comes out, but no big combo from Chag.
Okay, and again, Chag really starting to, you know, just find those hits, but Beastly using that downbeat as well just to push around the shield. But Chag just not having any of it, trying to look for this back there as well.
Well, that's a big... No way. How did nothing come from that PK fire? It was so deep.
That was so good there from Chag, just escaping it from them. And of course, they have got to watch out now as well, because that back throw is going to be definitely on the mind of Beastly here.
Oh,
just wait out, and that was it. That could have been a chance to use that grab, but no, Beastly instead of going for the dash tag, which nearly did kill, but not quite enough. And Beastly is not going to make it back there. Of course, the auto red skull.
The dash attack there was probably a misinput up smash. A lot of the time people will charge that up smash to catch people jumping, or shielding there even still works well in a situation where the grab doesn't quite meet. But all because of that, now stuck off in a bad spot on last character, down 50% and climbing. And Rob, typically not the guy I want to go up against Palutena to start, because that 80 damage came free.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, Bob, a character that obviously we're all very familiar with.
Whoa!
Oh, okay, Beastly actually just shut me right up there.
A little custom.
Yeah, going for a very, very nice combo, but, well, okay. Yeah, no.
You know what?
Yeah,
a really nice combo from Chag.
It's nice, yeah, good top hit.
Good top hit. Classic.
I'm glad we got to see that dog pit for a whole 5 seconds.
Yeah. I told you it was good.
Yeah, there it was, yeah. It did exactly what it needed to.
Got the one hit confirm. Ooh, and the Inkling. We also saw the Inkling in the lineup. This was Chag's original character and Smash Ultimate, I believe, very early on. So now swapping out the Bayonetta, who didn't do enough work for him. He said, you know, 150% and then not getting the KO, you're off the squad. Get out of here.
Exactly that. And, you know, as you say as well, you know, Beastly clearly showed signs that they knew how to deal with that Bayonetta. Typically, Bayonetta is one of those characters that, you know, you like to, you know, pace against opponents that don't know how to deal with it. But Beastly definitely showed there that, yeah, no, I'm familiar. I know what I need to do. So off goes the Bayonetta. Here comes the Inkling and starting it off for them as well.
to the Fox from Beastly as well. So both of the new characters in the lineup immediately are going to show up, and this is pretty solid for Chag. I feel like this is a character who can very consistently send Fox off stage and take advantage of it, and that's exactly what we saw.
Yeah, just plummeting them down into the abyss there. The Fox is gone, and now the boy is back out again. We definitely saw last game that this boy can do absolute bits, but Chag still sitting quite happily at a fairly mid% here, and already cooking up a big combo there, evening up the percentages. But of course, Beastly is a whole character down, while Chag is still sitting quite happily with this Inkling.
Doing a good job on this ledge trap, though, adding a little bit of extra damage, keeping Chag off stage, and Roy is really solid in these positions, could very well even things up. Stock-wise, at the very least, down by quite a bit of percent, waits for the tech chase, but he doesn't catch the roll and he's looking for.
Okay, and I love the patience from Beastly as well, actually just keeping themselves away, waiting for something. And there we go again, just doing the jumping side beat to catch out, and that Inkling is gone. But once again, the Palutena coming out second for Chag here, and we saw exactly what happened last time.
Yeah, Palutena came out and then decided to run through the rest of the characters. We've got a little bit more time maybe with the Roy now. I think last time pretty immediately blew up to the Palutena, so now we've got a chance to put on some damage. We're not quite at those KO percents.
Okay, Beastly doing a good job of actually evening things right back up, but Chag is going to find that grab, go for the back throw, put Beastly into an off-stage situation. Chag just keeping it off the stage, and that is twice now Chag has tried to go for the counter, which absolutely is a smart thing to do, but Beastly is just playing around it.
Yeah, did a great job. He catches the teleport, and that one goes a little bit too low, not going to be able to make it back to the ledge. Dark Pit now.
The Dark Pit is out. We might actually get to see more than 2 moves from it as well, because this Dark Pit is definitely going to need to put in some work for Chag if they want to take this game away.
Ooh, big spot dodge there. Clear punish for that kind of a greedy grab on Beastly's part. Grabs are a great way to get yourself killed in this game if you're not sure that they're going to connect.
Okay, and now, again, we're just into this 1v1 situation. Very even percents between both as well. And we talked so much about kind of matchup unfamiliarity. Dark Pit, again, another one of those characters you do not see all that often in bracket. So
Absolutely.
whether or not Beastly is able to play around it, so far doing a pretty good job of just dealing with these moves. But of course, again, it's only going to take something from Chag, something that Beastly is not familiar with, to take this game away.
Yeah, I can tell you we don't have any Dark Pits in the region, but that down smash is going to be very solid against that recovery. Great stall from Chag. Eventually the charging hitbox doesn't work anymore, but the back air is going to catch him at the ledge. Beastly's ledge trapping that whole game was really solid.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we were able to see, even after the Fox got just obliterated, it was really, I think it did 16% to the Inkling.
Yeah, that Fox did not last long at all. But, obviously, Chag's Dark Pit there was starting to put in some work, but, you got to deal with a Ness just back airing in your face. And actually, we are seeing from Beastly here the return of the Rob. So, saying, okay, you know what, the Fox did about as much good as the Rob did last game, if not worse.
At the very least, Rob is big and heavy, and if he does pour, he'll live a little bit longer, maybe put a little bit extra damage on. But the ledge trapping has been consistently what let him do so well despite the Fox not showing up. And now, same squad on Chag's end, just deciding he needs to step it up a little bit on his part. It's not a character flaw. It's something that he needs to adjust.
And we're actually seeing something very interesting here from Chag, as that Palutena is now coming out first. Previously, it was the Bayo, then the Inkling, followed by the Palutena, but now we're starting off with the main.
Yes. Now, consistently, we are going to see that Dark Pit as the anchor. He's going to do what he needs to do, or not. Those are the only two options.
He's there to win or he's there to lose, and there's no in-between.
Absolutely.
Okay, starting off strong here, though. Again, putting Beastly into an offstage situation. Ness is definitely where Ness is weakest, and Chag is quite insistent that you're going to stay on that ledge.
Yeah, and this time pulls out the counter, but again, not quite doing what he wants it to. Dash attack is going to push Beastly back on stage, but on stage is a fine place to be. I'll take the 94 as long as I lived.
Absolutely. I mean, this is where Beastly wants to be, but Chag just pulls them back, but uses the down B there to actually absorb a bit of the exploded play. But
only a little bit. It's about 1%, and then immediately right back into the ringer. That down tilt against Ness is really, really difficult.
Okay, and this again is what we saw in that game one. The Bob comes out only to get a little bit bullied by that Palutena there, because Bob is a big boy.
Yes.
Yeah, he has a lot to him, and that neutral air loves big targets.
Oh, and there it comes, the neutral air again, pushing him on the platform and still chasing. My goodness. Chag already lapping Beastly in percent and setting up another ledge trap. Good stall from Beastly, gets around the down tilt. We can see an up tilt, but what a weird hitbox. He's not able to get anything going.
This Bob just wants to raise his hands up in the air. He doesn't want to take the stock away.
It's party time.
Okay, still hanging on though, but Beastly really does need to find this stock if he wants to keep himself in this game. But Chag is having none of it. Back air finds his target, finds his hit, and takes away the Bob. And now it is all down to the boy to not only deal with the Palutena, the main, but also the Inkling, and even the clutch Dark Pit as well.
Oh, what a weave from Beastly to get around the aggression from Chag. Goes deep, doesn't get the strong hit, and now he's going a little bit too deep. Manages to make it back to center, but taking a lot of damage to do so.
Okay, this Palutena still hanging on as well. Beastly is not able to find the final hit they need yet. But Chag just free to tack on as much free damage as there, and that up B gonna get shielded, and this is gonna be punished hard by Chag.
That's going to be a KO, though. Finally, we get the teleport on stage. 66% is not what I would call healthy, but it could be a lot worse. Still have a stock left in him, and he's got to go through the Inkling, and like you mentioned, the Dark Pit as well.
Yeah, this is definitely a mountain to climb here for this Roy, but we know how strong Roy's moves hit. So this is definitely not impossible. In fact, actually, since this Inkling came out, Beastly's doing bits against them. We're piling on a lot of damage, just poking away at that shield as well. Chag Inkling has not really been able to do much to this Roy at all.
Yeah, and Inkling is one of those characters that really struggles in the out-of-shield department, as if it wasn't hard enough to deal with that jabber down tilt from Roy. So he really can apply a lot of pressure and maintain the driver's seat. Not quite going to get the KO with the up throw up air. It is the classic, but out of those ranges that he needs.
Yeah, still hanging on here, but triple digits, and he's still got another character to go after this Inkling as well. This is looking so tough for Beastly here. Just trying to find that final hit on this Inkling just to get to that point, but the bowler comes out, and that's going to do it as Chag does seal up this set 2-1 with the Inkling.